What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today I'm going to be going over how you can make a whole buttload of money in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There are a few different ways that I personally have been making money in this game to fuel my unhealthy addiction to supplements for my Pokemon for raid dens. And with our Charizard raid starting tomorrow, probably about 24 hours after this video goes live, a lot of people are trying to scramble some money and some experience candy together. So I figured, hey, why not talk about ways to make money, right? And I'm going to be going over the methods that I use currently, the methods I've seen online, and everything else. First things first, the Amulet coin is going to be available for you to get in Scarlet and Violet. I'm at the wrong place. In Medali. By speaking to this Pokemon League representative, he's going to challenge you with battling some people out in the field, and then once you defeat a certain amount of people, speak to him again, you could get the Amulet coin. As far as moves that could be used for Pokemon, you have Golden Go, and it's a new signature move, which is Make It Rain, and then you also have Meowth and Persian, who have Payday. The Amulet coin is used to double any money received as long as the holder joins the battle at least once. You may consider using a Golden Go that has Make It Rain holding the Amulet coin for trainer battles if you're going to be going around and defeating all the Pokemon League trainers to get the exclusive TMs that are otherwise very difficult to find. Now, that would be a productive method in making a whole bunch of money. The productive method in which I like to make a whole bunch of money is just doing a lot of raids. Doing lots of raids gets you lots of rewards. If you were to look at the pool of all of the 5-star raids, you're going to notice that every single one of them has a chance to drop a nugget, and then also depending on the Pokemon itself, it may drop a variety of comet shards and star pieces, or it may drop a variety of ball mushrooms and big mushrooms, all of them being a chance to actually drop. And then there's also the pearl string versus the big pearl. All of the raids can drop one selection of additional rewards in addition to a nugget. And the fact that you're looking at 50% chance for big pearls to drop, 8.7% chance for pearl strings to drop, and every single raid has a 20% chance at a nugget. While the variance of the specific things that can drop from these raids is not equal, meaning that the Pokemon that drop big pearls and pearls are worth more money, and then the big mushrooms and ball mushrooms come in second at 15,000, and then the star pieces and comet shards come in third at 12,500. If we were to factor in how much these things exactly sell for, and then multiply it by the chance that they can drop, and then divide all of them by 3, because I don't think you're actually going to go and focus on one specific type of drop, we come up with the average of doing one raid making you $5,406 in drops, not including the berries, not including the feathers, not including the mints. In just the treasure alone, each raid nets you approximately $5,400 if you look at them just blanketly. If you were to factor in the fantastic stuff that you get from these raids and the exclusive stuff that you get from these raids, including ability capsules, patches, and everything else like that, they're definitely worth your time in addition to the Herba Mystica that helps you shiny hunt. My recommendation for that, kind of the same as it's always been. Train up one fighting type Pokemon that can knock out 5 different types of raids, knock out what you can on the map, skip one day forward, continue, repeat. Now you have enough money to train up a second Pokemon, do that over and over. Keep in mind that doing a raid is not considered prize money, so holding the Amulet coin during that would not be that fruitful. Keep in mind that when you are selling a whole bunch of things, you can go into the bulk sell mode by hitting the plus button, and you can sell out multiple things from your inventory very, very quickly that way. Then you hit the plus button, and I'm gonna make $250,000. Cool. Generally speaking, I just keep all my treasure in my inventory until I need money for something. In addition, you could buy stuff with all the league points that you're getting from going around and checking all the dens. Second method of making money that has been going around for quite a while is just picking up the Glistening Items that may appear in the desert, the rocky areas. You can get a variety of items that can be used for battle, such as soft sand, mob drops, including a Cacnea needle, some other stuff like that. Every once in a while, you are going to be coming across treasures. Here's a Moonstone. That's not very easy to come by. Another Moonstone, okay, maybe it is easy to come by. The red items that spawn at a very indifferent level. Super Potion ×3. Oh, a TM that I never grabbed for spikes. Maybe I did grab that, I don't know. Our rare candies right there, that's neat. Star piece, boom. And you could just come in here and collect a whole bunch of items. After you're done collecting the items, save the game, change the date, come back. That's the criteria for the glistening items to respawn. Here's a full list of all the items that can be in the Asado Desert, including a variety of TMs, Ultra Balls, and X Speed, Timer Balls, Super Potions, Sunstone, Soft Sand, Repeat Balls, Rare Candies, Rare Bones. Those sell for, I don't even remember, it was on the other screen, I already sold them. Pearl Strings, which are worth a lot of money. Max Elixirs, that if you're not actually using these in this game, you may want to sell. Iron, doubt you're going to use that, sell it off. HP up, that's handy, hang on to it. Heartstones, Rare Candies, things like that. All these items are there, they're going to respawn. If there's a location that's listed here and you're looking for something in particular, it may not be this exact thing because it's a very weird system on how exactly the items respawn here. If you're looking to make a quick buck and you just want to pick up some items without doing any battles, if you're half asleep, if you just want to go through it, you could come here, you could do that. If you were to do this and maybe also compound this with doing a hunt of a specific Pokemon, of an isolated encounter shiny hunt here in the Asado Desert of one that shows up regularly, I don't know, you would have to compare that chart. Actually, I could look at that real quick. Bramblin is the only ghost type that spawns here. He spawns during the day and the night, so that would probably be a pretty easy hunt. And it's pretty easy to see because it's green instead of sand colored, so it will pop out for you. If you want to combine that, especially if you have a second person to give you that encounter plus shiny grass, make it worth your while instead of just going around collecting these items off of the ground. The next tip I have for you is stop hoarding items. If you're in the post game, you're very rarely going to actually use potions, super potions, hyper potions, max potions, things that are just chilling in my inventory here that I sure as heck don't need. So let's go ahead and just sell off the stuff that I don't think I'm ever going to use. Potions and super potions are now more helpful thanks to the auto heal button, but I'm picking them up in such vast quantity that I probably don't need that many in my inventory. I'm never gonna need 56 revives. I'll keep 10. I always sell off things like energy root. I'm never gonna need antidote, paralyze heal, burn heals, things like that. I have 47 ethers. I have 30 max ethers. Never need those things. Pokeballs, I try to keep about 10 of the ones that I'm not going to use, and I would only use if it's a shiny that matches that color. But I started catching everything in Premier Balls, so now I don't need that. Quick Balls are always handy. Don't sell your Apricorn Balls, they cost $250,000 each. I never need these. X attacks. Berries, I would definitely keep at least like 10 of all the berries because you never know when you're going to need them, and it's kind of a pain to go through there. Also, when it comes to the EV reducing berries, just keep them all. There's a whole bunch of natures that I'm never ever going to use on my Pokemon, like Naughty. There's no reason I would want special defense to be lower. Brave, maybe if you're doing Trick Room sets, but I'm not planning on ever getting into competitive. I don't need any of these blue ones. Modest is the only teal colored mint that I need. If you have the one neutral mint in this game, I don't need that. I'm never going to want a timid mint. Jolly I may use. I don't need 4 sunstones. I'll keep like 1 in my inventory. The tart apple and sweet apple, if you already have your Applin and Appleton, you probably don't need more than 1. Chip pots, you can find them on the ground. Sell them off. You may be picking up a whole bunch of ice rocks and smooth rocks and heat rocks. I don't need to keep talking about this, do I? Stop hoarding items. Also, you're probably never going to want a normal Terra type. Just selling off junk from my inventory, $250,000. Let me explain my favorite money-making strategy, which this was covered extensively by my friend Game Boy Luke. He streams here on YouTube. Great guy. If you just want to watch someone here on YouTube, check out Game Boy Luke. He made a video on this and he goes over it very much in detail. I just want to go over some basics of it. And it's basically, if you have a turbo controller, you're gonna make money while you sleep, or while you're busy, or while you're eating, or while you're watching TV. And trust me, there's no better way to make money or do anything in a game than when you're away from keyboard, or as it's called, AFK. In his video, he recommends that you get yourself a level 100 Crocodile that's bottle capped in every stat that actually matters, that has Crunch, Moxie, and holding a Clear Amulet. Holding the Clear Amulet will make it so the opposing Pokemon will never successfully reduce your stats. But that doesn't mean that they won't try consistently. Moxie makes it so after you knock out a Pokemon, you gain an attack boost. Put the one Pokemon in your party, and then because he's the only Pokemon, you're never going to be hit with the, do you want to switch Pokemon? This game doesn't have a set/switch option, so having the one Pokemon in your party will make it so you're just never going to be asked. And all you do is turn on a turbo controller and enter the Academy Ace Tournament. Last night I had $133,000. And when I woke up, I had, I think it was like $700,000. Here we go. You just saw me sell off, what, $500,000? So yeah, I now have $1.25 million. That adds up, which that's enough to fully just buy items and raise up Pokemon, give them all the protein and everything you need for at least 2 mons. Granted, you know, you're still gonna have to work for those experience candies from doing the raids, but those XL candies, those 6 will get you to like level 80. And just a pro tip, don't use rare candies for any Pokemon level that's under 90. Once you hit 90, use the rare candies, they're worth it. If you followed me during my Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee days, you may remember this. This was a Lego set that I used to just constantly hit the A button right there on a Joy-Con to trade Pokemon for a shiny Alolan. I think that's what I was doing with it. The batteries are very dead. Yeah, I built that out of Lego. That's a fun throwback. But since then, there's a whole mess of third-party controllers that have the turbo function. I just picked up the 8-bit Do Ultimate Bluetooth controller. I think this is only turbo while holding, not automatic turbo. Same thing with the one that I used back in my Animal Crossing days. But honestly, a controller that I got forever ago are these things, the Hori split pads. These are unpowered Joy-Cons that only work in handheld mode. So I just slide these on, plug it into the Switch power supply, turn it on to turbo, and that's it. There's a chance that your Pokemon's gonna be knocked out if it's crit or a variety of other reasons that it's not going to work. But generally speaking, you're gonna be just fine. You may want to have this by your side while you're at work, at your desk, something like that, just to monitor it. And if you notice that you're harassing Nurse Joy to heal your Pokemon 5,000 times in a row, maybe then just walk back into the tournament, into the school. But yeah, you just go and you just crunch and you Moxie, and with the clear amulet, the evolutions are gonna baby doll eyes, but you're immune to it, but they're still gonna try to do it anyways, because that's what the AI does in this game. In Luke's video, he talks about doing this overnight successfully, netting him about $2.5 million, which is pretty great for while you're sleeping or while you're doing other things so your game could just play itself. And in his pinned comment, he talks about Hoodlum Callum doing this test except using Fluttermane that has 252 in defense and special attack and choice specs, and then also trying to run Amulet Coin. If you can run Amulet Coin, you get a lot more money for this, but you're also doing less damage and more susceptible to stats. Golden Go might do a thing. Again, there's probably a bunch of Pokemon that could do this. If you want a lot more information on this, Luke goes much more in depth. There is going to be a link down below. I highly recommend watching his video covering the subject. In addition, I'm probably now in the last 20 seconds of the video and you're gonna see a card appearing right there linking to that video. Well, great. Thank you so much for being here. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.
Man, they see me shining like I got the charm. Stay strapped, got that jet ball in my palm. Fell from the sky, guess I'm the chosen.